The first of the five match series between India and England, the T20I series, the first game in Kolkata today, Eden Gardens. Surya won the toss and put England into bat, and it has been an A-plus performance by the Indian bowlers. They have wrapped up the England innings at 132, run out of the very last ball while they were trying to pinch a single, were Mark Wood and Adil Rashid. But that single would not have helped because the remaining 19.5 overs, the batters couldn't really get going. Besides, the captain, Jos Buttler, came in to bat at the number 3 position, but he was in on the 4th ball because Phil Salt got out. And after that, just nobody stuck with him. One after the other, they kept going. The Indian bowlers, it has been a fantastic day for them. Arshdeep, Axar, Vaughan, just all of them have returned with good figures. And India, of course, poised to win this first game because 133 with that kind of batting lineup. 20 overs, that's going to be, you think it's going to be a walk in the park. I can't speak too early, but this is Cricbuzz Live. I've got Michael Vaughan joining us from the UK. I've got Zaheer Khan here with me. I'm Gaurav Kapur. We're expecting big things from England. Brendan McCullum taking over the England white ball team in the home of his beloved Knight Riders. But all 11 have scored less than what he scored alone the first time for the Knight Riders, Michael.
It might take a little bit of time, actually. I've just seen 20 overs of a little bit of deja vu from the semi-final of the T20 World Cup. Spin to win for India. They were magnificent. Arshdeep with that initial spell where he got the ball swinging around. He got, obviously, the early wicket of Phil Salt, but 5 for 67 from 12 overs of spin. And if England don't play the spinners that little bit better throughout the series, my prediction of 3-2 for England, I think it's going to be a long way off. They just didn't have any kind of answer. I mean, there was the captain playing nicely, but they all look so rusty. They look like they'd not been playing much cricket for a while, which they obviously... For a few of them, they haven't been. And when you're up against quality and there's some real skill, Chakravarthy was magnificent. I can't believe he only got 3. He could have got 5 or 6 with the way that he bowled. But that batting card there, it's a sorry sight for England. It was a battle against the early movement and then the spin, and they didn't have enough skill to combat the quality that India threw at them.
We have a lot of bowling to talk about, Zach, but let's talk about your favourite of, obviously, left-arm opening bowler, Arshdeep Singh. How good was he today in his opening spell?
Well, he's been very consistent with taking wickets and he's a thinking bowler, there's no doubt about that. But the swing is something which is getting better and better as he's gaining more confidence at this level. That's very evident. He's using the angles very well, setting the tone nicely, and we're just getting used to him giving that kind of a start pretty much every other game, and that is the good part. Yeah. You know, as a new ball bowler in this format, if you are able to set this tone consistently, even if you are doing it 60%, 70%, you know, it's great asset to have. He's doing it more than that, I'm sure. I've not really looked into the numbers, but every time I recall Arshdeep playing, he's taking that 1 or 2 wickets in that first spell. Which is amazing thing to achieve.
When you look at that, when you bring that graphic up again, and get Michael in on that as well, there's only one boundary then. That boundary came because Ben Duckett, in his frustration, tried to do something, steps outside off, tries to ramp him, sort of misguides the ramp, it goes over, slips, still gets that 4. But otherwise, I mean, you look at that, Michael, that kind of a power play performance. We talk about batters owning the power play and setting the tone for the game. When you talk about a bowler setting it for the bowling team in the power play, geez, that's almost close to perfect.
Yeah, brilliant. And I'm a big believer that, we talk about mystery spinners taking the ball either way. I think if you're going to be an outstanding opening bowler in T20 cricket, you've got to be able to manoeuvre the ball either way without any distinct change of action. And that's exactly what he delivered today. He's just got that amazing ability to swing the ball back into the right-hander. And then obviously to take that one that bounces and goes across, the one that did for Phil Salt, he went to play the pull shot and he just bounced on him. From nowhere, really. So, yeah, he's high class. He's been doing it for a while now. As Zach said, he's setting the tone, and not just setting the tone with dots, he's setting the tone with wickets early, and it's because he's moving the ball both ways.
Let's talk about Varun Chakravarthy now, because that's another love story, Varun Chakravarthy at Eden Gardens. And he is just, we touched upon his mystery spin. Just as we began the show, we said, That's going to be key. It's tough for the England players to play that quality of spin, and Vaughan is, the thinking man spin bowler. And look at him there with his 14 dots out of his 24. He's gone at under a run a ball in his spell. He's picked up 3 wickets. Should have had that stumping as well. I will keep saying that. But just the impact he's had in this game, more than the impact. And you look at these numbers, what these numbers don't tell you is when you watch those 24 balls, they were completely out of syllabus for all the England batters.
Well, and the key with Varun is the length. You've seen Jos Buttler trying to put him under pressure with that length at times, which he bowls short. Other than that, I've not seen Varun any weakness there in his bowling line, bowling lengths and the line. He's constantly attacking the stumps, keeping it simple. You've seen Brook trying to play that sweep shot to him, but he persisted with the length, maybe bowling a bit fuller and attacking the stumps. And that's something which has been working for him. You've seen it in the previous series as well. At the moment, it's just a bowler who is in good rhythm. And gaining confidence again back at this level. Because he's played at this level, say 2 years back, 3 years back, then lost his place. Now he's back again and back with a bang.
What's the key for the England batters? Because he's going to be all over them like a rash in this series, Michael.
Yeah, I love watching him bowl because when he gets a wicket, he doesn't celebrate, and he kind of it gives me the impression that it's not out, but it is always out. He just kind of walks away in an old-fashioned kind of celebration. There's great concerns about the England team playing spin. You go back throughout the Test team over the last 2 or 3 years, lost 4-1 in India, lost in Pakistan when the ball started to spin. And today it didn't really spin a great deal, so they've got a bit of work to do with the way that they combat spin and trying to find a way of not only just surviving but scoring, particularly in obviously T20 cricket. You've got to find a counter punch to put the bowlers under pressure. But Chakravarthy is just a lovely kind of mystery spinner that just kind of brings the ball back into the right-handers. Every now and again he'll just hold one up, just subtly. He's not a huge spinner of the ball, but he just does enough. Which makes it very, very difficult. Always brings the stumps into play, so LBW balls are always into the equation. Then very, very consistent and also very smart. I think he watches the batters really closely, right to the last minute when he releases the ball to see where they're moving, and he kind of counter punches with the ball that's the hardest to hit. So wonderful bowler, very skillful, and England have got to find a different method of trying to put him under pressure.
Zach, when we talk about Jos Buttler for England, Jos Buttler could look at his team right now and think, somebody? Anybody? Somebody?
Well, in this format, that's so true, isn't it? Two batters just absorbing the pressure, setting that platform, can really take you through that tough phase. And I think that's what England will have to figure out if Michael's prediction has to come true.
Yeah.
If they don't figure that out in this series, then it's going to be a very, very tough and long series for them. There's no doubt about it, because the spin challenge is the real challenge which their batters will be facing. And for them to overcome that, they need to be assured. Like when the spinners are bowling, only Jos Buttler is looking settled, he's looking assured, because he knows that it's not every ball you're going to hit out of the park. You've got to pick the ball which you're going to take it down over the boundary line. And that is something which is so crucial. You've got to put bowlers under pressure, and you've got to have your options cut out very clearly. Yeah. And that's something which was missing from all the other batters. You're just basically going, thinking that, okay, how do I put bowlers under the pressure? Is by playing a big shot. And that's not always going to come good if you don't know what the bowler is dishing you out. Yeah. So that is something which is going to be very crucial for English batters to figure in this series if they have to create that impact.
I mean, for a few of the England batters, it did look like, take the Lord's name and go heave-ho without really looking at where it would go. But for all of them, if you were to, they should look at Jos Buttler's innings today, Michael. What are the virtues of this innings, the way he played, that the other players can pick up from?
Well, I think he had more of a calmness. I think he was reading I think it helped that he was on a few by the time the spinners came on. So he was on, 20-odd when the spinners came on. When you start against quality spin, Jacob Bethel, he just looked a little bit short of a gallop today. I mean, what did he score? 7 off 14, striking at 50. That's not the way that Jacob Bethel plays. But also Harry Brook. I mean, Harry Brook is a world-class performer, but against spin, I think that's the area that teams can really target Harry Brook. He's had some special innings in India, but he's also had times where he's really struggled against the moving, spinning balls. So, the stillness of Josh Butler was terrific. He had a stillness and a composure. And I think he was also reading the spinners nicely. But I think it helps that he's on 20 odd by the time that they came on. But it is a grave concern for the England side that once the ball, I would say that the slow bowlers came on to bowl, it looked a different game, and they looked like they didn't have too many answers. So they're going to have to work out a solution over the course of the next few games to try and make sure that they can put the spinners under some kind of pressure.
Yeah, today it was just the Indian bowlers putting the England batters under pressure. And when you see the overall report card, we'll get Zach in on that. When you see how all the bowlers are done. Didn't need Nitish Kumar ready, though he fantastic catch in the deep. I want to get Joss Butler. You needed something really special to get him. And that was just a brilliant catch that he took on the boundary. Didn't come into bat, but did have an impact on the field. He did. Didn't come into bowl. But there you go with Arshdeep. As we said, 2 wickets for him. Hardik ended up getting 2 wickets as well. It was a little expensive because they went after him in the power play purely because there was so much pressure that Arshdeep was putting on the other end. So they targeted Hardik. Varma Chakravarthy got 3, Axar got 2, and Ravi Bishnoi did his job as well. Your summation or your overall analysis of the bowling unit?
Well, I think to me, yes, all the bowlers have managed to take wickets pretty much, except for Bishnoi. But what I liked was the new ball intent of Arshdeep. And Hardik and Axar coming back after those few expensive overs.
Yeah.
So that is something which is very important. So Arshdeep and Varun Chakravarthy setting that tone very nicely. One with the new ball, one in the middle overs. Taking those wickets, that really created the platform for Axar and Hardik also to then come back and put the pressure on. Getting team all out is something which you don't often see in this format. You are able to do that, and the bowling unit has been doing it very consistently. So all those factors definitely going to boost their morale, boost their confidence. But to me, the phase-wise stack up and the consistency in taking wickets is something was the highlight of today.
And if I mention Nitish's catch, I think should mention Rinku's catch as well, because as both Michael and Zach will tell you, when you have to run and the ball is coming behind you, when you have to take it like that, it's always tough. And Rinku on the boundary as well. Well, he's a little pocket rocket, isn't he, Michael?
He looks like a character. I've never met him, but I'd like to. That catch over the shoulder, he made it look so easy, and that's really where the tone was set. That was Ben Duckett, 2 wickets down early, and India's fielding was excellent. And that's pretty much what they've been doing for a while now in T20 cricket. Got a lot of good, really athletic fielders out in the either in the ring or out in the deep. That's why they're a high-quality team.
Okay, I know we got our guesses for the first innings woefully wrong. We were at 200, 190 and 180. Hopefully we'll do better with the power play. 133 for India to win. And power play scores. Zach, come on, let's start with you. How many are India getting in the power play?
42.
42?
Yeah.
Jeez, that's conservative. Michael seems shocked by that 42.
Yeah, but I think it could be right. I'm going to go 48.
48, all right, great. I'm going to go 56.
He wants to go home early.
You don't want to stay here the whole night as well. All right, so those are our power play guesses. 133 is what India needs to seal up the first of this 5-game series, go 1-0 up in the series. We will see you at the end of the 10th over with Cricbuzz Combox. We will, right?
Hopefully. If your prediction comes true, then maybe not.
Then maybe not, you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. Let's have a look. Michael's chuckling away there. He's anyway jet lagged, so he's like, well, I don't care. Let me sleep. All right, from Michael Vaughan, Zaheer Khan and Gaurav Kapur, it's goodbye on Cricbuzz Live. We're going to see you in a little while. 133 for India to win.